Hello, and welcome to the Mr. Hydration Station. I am your host, Mr. Hydration himself. I know, Raul, but I'm here to give you a pre-recorded segment. I'm actually gonna talk about it before I show it to you with Daniel Rodriguez of RBJJ in Peru, Illinois, at the Peru Mall. If you want to learn jiu-jitsu, if you want to learn kickboxing, if you want to learn combat sports, that is the place to go. Rodriguez BJJ, as well as Team Two Strong out of Ottawa, Illinois. And they work together, so you got to know that they're good to go. I promise you, they're the best around, and you're not going to get any I harp it, you're going to hear it in the interviews, you're not going to get anything better than this for a very, very long while away from here. I'm talking about 60 minutes to an hour and a half. You have to drive to get the kind of quality that you're going to get here in the Peru Mall. They're wonderful people. They're very, very goal oriented and very driven, and they are more than happy to impart the knowledge that they have to you so long as you show up. And I had the honor of going there last Thursday, and I'm telling you, it was a very eye-opening experience. I love what I do because I get to talk to these people and hear about their experiences firsthand from them. And you're going to hear about all the belts and medals that Dana Rodriguez has gotten, and he's got many. You'll see. They're in the background of these interviews, and man, it was such an honor to be in the presence of these warriors. Really, I could go on forever and ever. I don't want to overdo it, but just all right, let's just get to it.
And
Here's the interview.
nervous,
with
like
Dana Rodriguez.
not knowing what to expect. Like, it's obviously different than MMA, but to me, it felt more simplistic. Like I had one really thing to focus on instead of like fighting. But that kind of like helped, transition from MMA to jiu-jitsu.
And that's that second belt right there.
Yeah, it's the second one. That's
And
when
for those people who don't know what NAGA stands for, could you please tell us?
Shoot, I don't even know what NAGA stands for. Nah, I'm just kidding. National Association Grappling. Wait.
National American Grappling Association?
Yeah, it's probably on the belt somewhere, right? Yeah, North American Grappling Association.
That wasn't too far off.
Man, that was like 10 years ago. So yeah, I don't compete in Naga no more, obviously. So yeah, that one right there, that was a good win. Had 3 tough matches. Had Miguel Torres help corner that one, and yeah, S7 had some tough matches as well. Ended up beating a UFC veteran for the belt.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, he almost destroyed my shoulder.
Damn.
Had me in a Kimura behind my back. Position was perfect, and I just powered out of it. I was like telling myself, yeah, I have more than one arm. Might as well just try my best to not break my shoulder and power out, and I did. But yeah, that kind of helped mold that. And then I remember having one more fight in 2015, and then, yeah, I felt like that wasn't it for me. And then my dog ended up passing away, so yeah, after that, he passed away in early 2015. So my last fight was actually 2014. So he passed away in the beginning of 2015, and then I kind of just straightened out after that a little bit, I think. Focused and trained full time. But I was training pretty hard before that, but like after that I started focusing a lot on actual jiu-jitsu, and I ended up making the USA team in grappling, and that was before I met my professor, Mark Turner.
And that's the top one?
Yeah, that's the plaque right there.
Oh, the plaque.
Yeah. We drove 15 hours to North Carolina to compete at the USA Grappling World Trials.
Damn, dude, World Team Trials.
Yeah.
71 kilogram champion. That's what the fuck is up, man.
Yeah.
Right here in our backyard, dude.
Right.
Y'all motherfuckers need to appreciate this, man.
Right, yeah, it was fun. I mean, shit. I ended up getting a flat tire like a couple miles before we even left. I'm all like trying to change my flat and flip-flops. I ended up like tweaking my back. I'm like, laying on the floor. I'm like, maybe we should just go home. Maybe we shouldn't do this. I ended up calling a friend. He had steel toe boots on, helped me change my tire. And then we're on the road. I ended up taking my dogs there too. It was fun. So that was weird. Like, my dog passed away, and then, a year later, we got a dog. Like, 2 weeks after he passed away, hated the fucker for a while, but, he was great. We took both them to North Carolina, and went to Dog Beach.
Oh, that's
we had
cool.
fun, and then I won the trials, so it was like a real good vacation for me.
Hell yeah.
On top of that, and then a couple months later, when we went to the World Championships, I took a bronze medal in the Worlds. I ended up losing to the Russian world champion. This one right here. I ended up losing to the Russian world champion, like 16-0, but I don't think he gave up a single point in the tournament. Dude was a beast. But yeah, that was a fun tournament.
But that's the level of competition you're facing, though.
Yeah, that was something else.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, and then after that, I kind of 2017 was pretty rough. I ended up losing every tournament except, I won that belt, but there was only one match.
The top one?
The new breed title. I ended up winning that early in 2017, but for me it was kind of like a warm up, or it was supposed to be like a warm up for the Pan Ams. I ended up going there, losing 20 pounds, messing that up, and not winning a single match, even though I should have probably won that first one, but the referee didn't appreciate my stalling tactics. So I ended up losing that tournament. Then I went to the USA Grappling World Team Trials. I ended up dislocating my rib in the first match.
Oof.
Yeah, I ended up doing that, and I couldn't even move after. I ended up having 3 more matches and placing third after dislocating my rib. I was set to compete in the final match the next day, but I couldn't even get out of bed, so I thought it was probably better just to go to the buffet and, get wasted. Honestly, I was drinking some mimosas that morning. It felt great. I got my trophy. I was buzzed up. It's Vegas,
That's what the fuck is up, though, bro.
Yeah. It was a dream of mine always to compete in Vegas, and that happens. I was like, oh my God. I won that match, though. My rib popped out of place. I ended up dumping his head and just grabbing a hold of his neck, and and then I ended up popping my rib back in place. So yeah, that set the tone for the tournament to come in December, I think it was. And that was the Nogi World Championships at the brown belt level. And I ended up winning that one. Had 3 tough matches. My first match, I almost got submitted with 40 seconds left. I got caught in a triangle. I survived. Second match, I won by only an advantage because the guy wanted to kind of place. I think he was just playing safe and obviously trying to score a last point before the match was up. I ended up tearing my MCL in the last 10 seconds of the semifinal matchup. Yeah, and then after that, I told a few black belt professors that were help cornering me. I told them what happened to my knee. It was kind of funny how it happened. I'm like, hey, I really fucked my knee up. And he's like, no, you didn't. I looked him right in the eye, and I'm like, no, I didn't. And then we never talked about it ever since. Never had a discussion. Never.
Are you for real?
Yeah, we never mentioned it until we were at the restaurant. And it was a really cool moment for me too, because we started talking about my dog and my tattoo, and at the time I started remembering that it was exactly 3 years from when I competed at the purple belt level, for the Nogi Worlds, to when he got sick, and to months after when he actually died. So where we were at the same moment 3 years later at pretty much the same kind of tournament. And so I was telling the story right before my match, literally seconds before they called me out to the mat to compete, and everybody was having chills and they had goosebumps. And then I go out there with the torn MCL and end up submitting this 2-time world champion in less than 25 seconds.
Damn.
To win the world championships. And I acted like a fucking madman after that. People were probably I heard the kids recording it laughing. But everybody else were probably just weirded out about this guy screaming like a little girl. And
hey man, but that's some years and years of hard work, especially after the story you just told, like right before you go out there and then you submit him in 20 some seconds to win the championship. Man, I'd be
Yeah.
making all kinds of weird noises too.
Right? It was a good time. It was a good day. Yeah, like the
And which one? Oh, I'm sorry, which one is that one?
this one was the Nogi Worlds for 2017.
2017. Crazy,
Yeah.
man.
But definitely, the competition, MMA, everything travels with you, and it all leads up to moments just like that. I mean, I competed in the combat wrestling a world team trials, and I won that, and I was on the world team for that, and I won the world championships in combat wrestling. But it honestly doesn't live up to the moment where I won the jiu-jitsu world championships, because that was always a special to me. And, I had a lot of good people around me. I had the worst year of my professional jiu-jitsu career, and I had the worst week leading up to that too. I was stuck in a B&B, like in the middle of the ghetto in LA, in East LA. It was the worst. It was like a 5-minute walk from the gym, but it was like the worst place you could stay. I mean, I felt like I was in like Rocky 3. I
Right.
was like training for
Dun,
Mr.
dun, dun,
T.
dun, 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 dun,
Yeah,
dun, dun,
it was bad. And then when the wife came, she's like, "Yeah, I'm not staying here. We gotta get a hotel."
dun.
It was like luckily it was Friday, so it was like, yeah, we'll just stay at a hotel and go compete the next day. But yeah, I mean, it was fun. A lot of good moments.
Man, what a fucking beautiful moment, dude. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, no
And
problem.
like I said, it's amazing that you're like right here. Because I mean, just for an example, give us a time and effort that you put in to drive as far as you did every day, however wherever you did go to get to where you needed to be, and how I guess it would compare to someone who wants to be in your position and having you here, the school here, the gym here.
Yeah, I mean, in an average of anywhere that you would need to go to prepare, you would drive like an hour and a half, and that's on average. Like you can go anywhere up to 3 hours. Like you can take the interstate going up towards Rockford, and you can go to Milwaukee and train with like what I think is one of the best teams in the world is Rufus Sports. But like I said, that's from here probably 2.5 hours. So you're driving, without bad traffic, you're driving about 5.5 hours
Round
plus
trip.
training. 3 hours. So that's a full day. So I mean, here if you're looking to get started and and you're coming from the ground up, it's definitely beneficial to just get your foot in the door and to get started because one day you might want to take that drive and you might want to meet the best people in the world. And but here, I don't really consider myself the best coach or the best athlete, best person. I'm just me, and I'm just trying to help everybody I can. And that
I,
doesn't make me a better person. That just makes me me. me.
it definitely makes you humble. It definitely
Yeah.
makes you very, very humble. And I mean, I admire the humility, but at the end of the day, you are a very, very accomplished individual who has a gym here and is opening it basically open door policy to anyone who wants to come and train and get their foot in the door, like you said. So when you do go to those big gyms like Rufus Sports, you are not just going in there, bright eyed and bushy tailed. You know what you're doing. You got a good idea of what to do and how to do it because you are a great coach, a great ambassador of the sport, and obviously representative of this area in literally the world because you won at Worlds. You
Yeah,
made
been to the
Team
worlds.
USA.
Yeah.
You did those things, and you did those things without a gym in your hometown, and here you are creating what you didn't have growing up,
Yeah.
and now here you are, man. I guess that's just what I'm getting at. What I'm
Yeah.
trying to.
Right. Put it all on paper. That's what it
Yeah,
is. Right?
exactly, man.
For
It's. I
sure.
mean, it's a beautiful thing here. I guess let's get a shot of the gym with you in the background,
Yeah.
or with the gym in the background. And man, I'm messing this
Yeah.
up.
Everybody's getting ready to spar now.
Oh yeah.
I'm just.
How's it feel, man?
Yeah, it feels good. I mean, I'm happy for everybody. Like they work hard. I was itching in the beginning. I wanted to. I kind of felt left out. I wanted to train a little bit, but Like,
Well, I appreciate this big time. I really do appreciate it because I
no
know
problem.
you're definitely the man that loves the sport, loves what you do, and love it enough to open your gym to anyone and anyone who comes in. And for you to take the time out of your day to do this interview with me, I really appreciate it, my man.
Yeah, no
Big
problem.
time, big time. So did obviously, I guess I want to know when you decided to open up your gym. Like when did that idea pop into your head, and the time period it took to go from an idea to reality?
Yeah, it started before I made the USA team. A friend of mine pretty much asked me to, because from my old professor, um, Tom McClure, I bought a wrestling mat from him. Actually, my wife bought it for me for an anniversary present. So I pretty
That's a
much,
hell of an anniversary present.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, we started training in the basement, and then I got pretty efficient with just helping people, and so he's like, why don't you just open up a gym in your basement? So we had a good group of guys. I had a lot of new guys, a lot of friends that started with me in the basement, and that was in 2016. And then it kind of just evolved into getting a storefront, and you know, here we are 3 years later. It's been about
with
3 years, I think.
with this, isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
You got this whole area. Look at all these trainees.
yeah,
Oh man, skilled from the best to the worst, but they're
for
all getting
sure,
better.
for sure. Every day is always an improvement.
So I guess when did it pop in your head to come into the LaSalle Peru Mall and look for this as an avenue to have your place, or was it just something that fell into your lap and you're like, oh, that makes sense?
I mean, the timing was obviously everything because right now, obviously the mall isn't doing the greatest, but like, we as an MMA gym, you couldn't ask for any more of a better environment to where like you get pretty much free advertising daily. You get hundreds of people walking by your gym, and just out of curiosity alone, they want to know what it's all about. But I mean, it was always a dream of mine to kind of be in the Peru Mall. Honestly, like just growing up, just little things just always kind of like led me to want to be in a place like this. But maybe if like the mall had hundreds of thousands of people and hundreds of stores, it'd be very difficult for me to really to own a business and run a business in the mall. But like I said, the way things are working out now in my favor, it definitely helps. It's almost meant to be in a way.
Yeah. Hey, you know what I love the most about this place when I first walked in here was the change in rooms.
The change of room, yeah, yeah. This used to be vanity. It was red. There was so much red in this place, and like red ain't my favorite color. So it's just like I gotta do something about that. In my old gym, my wrestling mats, everything was red. I had wall mats that were red. It's crazy, and I'm not a big fan of red. And it's like for some reason it works sometimes.
How many fighters have you watched? I guess progressively get better to the point to where you're like, damn, like I'm not saying you're not like proud of every pupil you have, but I guess how many fighters have you had, or jiu-jitsu competitors where you've been like, man, I feel proud of this one.
Oh, I could probably think of, not to name any names, I could probably think of like a half dozen people. Honestly, I'm proud of everyone, but like the people that stand out are the people that push themselves not only in the gym but outside the gym, and some people have like the best attitudes to help build, and to help even build relationships with, like, you know, you can't come in here and be an asshole and expect like everybody just to hand everything to you. Like you obviously have to be humble. You have to want to be here. Like, and over the years, like I've honestly seen more people go than I've seen more people come and join the gym full time. And that's for me as a coach, as an instructor. It's hard to see because like I'm always trying to improve myself as a coach. I'm always trying to improve myself as a business owner. Like it's hard because you open up your doors to everyone, but you also open up to personalities and to people who aren't willing to really sacrifice, or even like people who are willing to act like my own children at home, and that kind of behavior isn't, what I really want as a coach, like I want to treat everybody fair and equally, but like you get those certain people that really stand out. Like I have a few people now that have been great and has contributed so much to help with my kids classes, believe it or not. Like I have two really, really good kids instructors, and my classes are growing, but also them as coaches and as human beings, they're getting to the point where, I'm a very proud person to watch these people evolve. It's like, and that has nothing to do with fighting, that has nothing to do with competing. My other instructor I'm talking about, he was, I don't want to guess his weight, but he's lost over 80 pounds since he started training here in 2 years. And I had two people that lost over 80 pounds. And that's hard to believe, like that's like losing a whole person.
Yeah, it is.
So like,
it's a whole child and a half.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, there's so much benefits to actually just training and giving your all to something like martial arts. You only live so long. You're only able to physically move for so long, and then all of a sudden your body's just gonna break down, and just you gotta take advantage of your time that you're here. But yeah, I like Quentin myself. He's 18 years old, talks a lot of shit, but but he's definitely got a lot of talent.
Yeah, he does.
A lot of experience in his young age. Like, first day he showed up with a check. He's never gave me any problems. Never had an issue with me. Never, like, he's just a fun person to be around, really. I mean, like, there's like people like that you could really count on to carry your name and to just carry everything about, and just being a humble guy himself. He's good with kids. Shit, he kicks pretty hard too. Picking on the new guy. I don't know what he's doing.
Hey, but he is a good energy, man. And I mean, he won his last fight too.
Yeah, he looked good.
Yeah, he looked real good,
amazing.
man. I was like, damn, that's what's up, man. I mean, obviously it screams wonders for what you do here, and obviously with Lucas over there. But like, it's so I admire the fact that both of you guys are like just right here, and it's just something that I think more people need to take advantage of. I think personally, like,
for sure. Yeah, we could have moved away. We could have did the whole gym change thing and start lives different places, but I mean, it's hard. You just want to stay close to your family, and and obviously I had a lot of different aspirations, just a lot of goals in life. But yeah, if you want to point out some good amateur fighters, I think I'm trying to get a July 31st card going. And
oh yeah?
Yeah, there's a card in Chicago that I'm trying to get Quentin. I'm trying to get Sel. I'm trying to get Sel Edwards. I'm trying to get Cody Sterling in a fight. Even Chris right here, trying to get him a fight. So that could be potentially four good fighters in one card. For our little community, that'd be great.
Sel's another really awesome fighter as well.
Yeah, a lot of experience.
I'll see if I can zoom in on him. He's way in the back though.
Yeah, right?
There he is. Tall bastard.
Good fighter though.
Oh yeah.
Ever improving.
Amazing fighter.
And he understands, he's got a really, really high-level stand-up game, right? So he understands that his weaknesses are going to be wrestling and jiu-jitsu, so he's in here working on those days. He's in here training, he's learning. He's never just, settled at one thing. He wants to continue and improve.
And that's got to be awesome for you, man.
Yeah. yeah, it helps because like it helps carry what we represent, and leaving it in good hands, really.
Absolutely. All right, man. Well, I think that this. Why don't we end it on a give us a message to your future students, to the people who are your student right now, and to people in general.
Well, to all my students, I really just want to thank you, and thank you for being so patient with me, because I know I'm a new coach. I wish I had as much experience coaching as I did competing, and building myself up on a personal level, but I'm ever improving, and I love everyone that comes in my doors, and I welcome everybody, and honestly, just be yourself. If you ever find your way here, just be yourself. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask a lot of questions, because that's the only way you get some information out of me sometimes. But yeah, man, like if you want to be a champion, you just gotta just give it your all. Really, just give it your all.
All right. Thank you so much, Danny Rodriguez. Have a good one, man.
Yeah, you have a good one too.